If you've paid close attention to From the Anvil since I started up the channel last year, you may have noticed that within the last month or so, I've made major changes to it. Yeah, I've changed the format. Yeah, I've changed the way I edit videos. I've even added in title screens, etc. I'm going to add in a new section called Off the Press. As I said in the first ever video I ever did for this channel, From the Anvil is West Ham news, fresh off the press, hence the term Anvil. So I'm going to honour that in a new series, and it's going to be something that revolves around news concerning West Ham. Roll the titles and explain more after you've watched those. The format for this is very simple. I pick 3 stories in the news that concern West Ham, and I give my own views on them. It's usually 3 major stories, 3 stories that have been circulating around social media and have been major talking points. So it's my chance to give my own view of them. It's somewhat similar to the Over to You section, except this time around, I'm not getting the fan opinions, I'm giving my own opinion of someone else's report. The 3 topics that I've chosen to go with this week are Declan Rice's supposed £100 million price tag, Pablo Fornals talking to Youssef En-Nesryi regarding a potential move to the Premier League, and Tammy Abraham potentially being a West Ham target. All 3 of these things have been discussed, mentioned, opinionated on. So it's time for me to sum up what I think. Jim White is a media parasite when it comes to West Ham. There are so many things that he says and agrees with that cause West Ham fans to feel annoyed, worried, and frustrated. Jim White has a very strong relationship with David Sullivan and is even going as far as considering himself part of West Ham's mouthpiece, part of the Gold Sullivan-Brady mouthpiece, the propaganda machine, something similar to what Claret and Hugh are. Jim White and Claret and Hugh go hand in hand so much because they both report things that should not be leaked. The most recent report that Jim White has come out with on TalkSport was saying that he's spoken to David Sullivan regarding Declan Rice's transfer value. David Sullivan apparently told Jim White that Rice is up north of £100 million. Here's the full statement of what he said, and this is a quote. Sullivan has already told me it's got to be north of £100 million or they won't entertain it. We'll wait and see what happens with that. Well, one, that's not good for Declan Rice, is it? Because he's now going to think that he's going to be attempted to be sold off in the summer. So that isn't good, talking about a player's future and the price tag and where they're probably going to end up. Manchester United are rumoured to want Declan Rice. Seems as Chelsea have cooled the interest. Also, David Moyes said that he didn't want things to come out of the club. He didn't want rumours, news, private confidential information to come out of the club. But Jim White will spread it all over the place, won't he? He'll spread it all over. And that's what he's done with this Declan Rice news. I don't know why he's done that. It's just added instability and even possible nerves to Declan Rice. And it's added a lot of concern for the fans. Some of us are even thinking Declan Rice could leave in the summer now. £100 million of a price tag. They're already stating his price tag. They're saying what he's worth. If the owners really had the ambition and care for Declan Rice, they'd tie him down to a new deal. Similar to what Leicester did with James Maddison. Similar to what Aston Villa did with Jack Grealish. Similar to what Southampton did with James Ward-Prowse. They'd tie down their best player and make him the highest paid player at the club. It would be the logical thing to do. But it's not needed. All these transfer rumours that Claret and Hugh and Jim White put out, it's not needed. At all. It's so unnecessary. There's no doubt that Declan Rice is an excellent talent. He's the best defensive mid in the Premier League and even could be considered as one of the best defensive mids in Europe. Okay? He would leave for a very high fee if that were to definitely be the case. I have to be careful what I say in this because I don't want it to be misconstrued. So let me say this. Why is the club talking about a price tag for him when we're constantly saying summer after summer that he's going nowhere? Another piece of news that came up this week is something regarding Seville striker Youssef En-Nesryi, who played with current West Ham player Pablo Fornals when they were at Malaga. Fornals reportedly spoke to En-Nesryi regarding a possible move to East London, and Fornals is working as agent magic. And I think that the club plans to use Fornals as a way of drawing En-Nesryi to West Ham. There's a plus and minus to this, okay? The big plus is that Pablo Fornals is going to speak quite highly of West Ham to En-Nesryi. En-Nesri's been linked with a move to West Ham. Even more so, Seville's looking for a new striker for the summer, and that suggests that En-Nesryi could be on his way out of La Liga. So X has been saying that West Ham could go in for En-Nesryi over the summer and make him a summer target. Okay, nothing wrong with that. 23 years old, turns 24 this year, Moroccan international, 13 goals in 23 games this season, physically strong player, a goal scorer, a good threat. The cons to this are quite prevalent. One, this could be a tactic for the board to say we tried again. Two, the fee for him would possibly be around 30 to 40 million. And Moyes says that he's not into spending big amounts of money on one player when you could get 3 or 4 hard workers for that cash. 3, we may end up overspending for En-Nesryi, which is such a big West Ham thing to do. And 4, En-Nesri's got interest from Liverpool and AC Milan. There's going to be competition in all of this. Okay? And if West Ham do pull this off, and it's a big if they pull it off, quality signing. The fact that a player is having to convince another player to try and join the club, again, shows no scouting system. That's how Sofal came to West Ham, because Souček recommended him. The owners weren't going to say, oh, let's go and sign Vladimir Sofal because we really rate him. It's because Thomas Souček recommended this player. This is what's happening with Fornals and En-Nesryi situation. Fornals is recommending En-Nesryi to come to West Ham because the owners won't, and there's no director of football to do so. It's a good thing that Fornals is trying to get a player to come to West Ham. Nothing wrong with that, okay? And let me summarise this. He's doing it with good intention, but it's because there's no one else at the club, i.e. scouts, recruitment, etc., to make that player move. It has to come internally from the squad. And that is a very worrying and bad sign. Shows how there's no structure in the recruitment department. Tammy Abraham's been coming up in the news this week because apparently he wants to leave Chelsea. He says that he's frustrated with the lack of game time, and now that Tuchel's come in, it means that Abraham's not going to be the priority striker. Under Lampard's rule at Chelsea, Tammy Abraham was a starting player. He was in the starting 11. He's not like that anymore. He's mainly on the bench because of Werner and Giroud. And because of this, there is a belief that Abraham will not sign a new contract at Chelsea. There's a possibility that he's going to explore his options here. Aston Villa could go in for him. West Ham are on the radar as well. I think that if Tammy Abraham moved to West Ham, or even to any other club, he would get a definite starting place. He'd definitely fit into the West Ham team. People on Twitter are saying that Abraham wouldn't be a good signing for West Ham. People saying that he's overrated. What? Are you joking? He'd be good in a team like West Ham and Villa. He'd be good in a lower Premier League team. He'd walk right in there. That is fact. He would be a tough player to play against if he were in another team that wasn't Chelsea. He would get game time. And at West Ham, he definitely would have that. I think that Tammy Abraham to West Ham would be a good deal, because Abraham's a homegrown player, he still lives in London, and he's friends with Declan Rice. So that's an option that West Ham can explore, the possibility of getting Tammy Abraham in. And I would definitely back that. I think he's a good player who's just not getting his opportunity this season. The Daily Mail suggests that Chelsea are going to chase Erling Haaland and offer Olivier Giroud a new contract. So that would mean that Abraham would more than likely leave the club. He wouldn't get any game time in that sense, because Haaland would definitely be a starter. Giroud's 35 years old and is being offered a new deal. That's probably annoying Abraham, because he's younger than Giroud and has more future in the game than Giroud. And with this contract situation, other teams will take advantage of that. I'm interested to hear about what you think, not only about the topics in the video, but I want to hear what you think about this new section. Do you like it? What do I need to do more of? Just comment below what you think, because this is like the pilot episode of Off the Press, but it's a good attempt at a pilot episode. So let me know what you think in the comments and tell me if you want more of these. If you like the video, well, hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Opposition Uncovered is going to be happening for the Manchester City game. Again, I got to wake up really early for that, but hey, it's worth it, especially this season. Thank you very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you all soon.